At Nedbank Private Wealth, we understand that real life, lived by real people, is seldom perfect. Take Thabo, for example. He never expected to meet the woman of his dreams twice. Thabo, a successful businessman from Johannesburg, married Jane in the summer of 1987. They married out of community of property, with accrual. At the time of getting married, Thabo also made Jane the sole beneficiary in his will, and also nominated a professional executor of his estate, and made his childhood friend and business partner James the co-executor should anything happen to him. For a while, all was well with the Mabasos, except that the joy of children eluded them, and they were never able to have children. It was during one of his many business trips out of town that Thabo met the other love of his life, Jill. And it wasn't long before Jill found out that she was expecting their first child, and 2 years later, a second baby was on the way. For many years, Thabo was able to look after both of his families. Never wanting to hurt Jane, Thabo arranged that Jill's rent and expenses be paid every month by his old friend and business partner James. Thabo also told Jill that if he died, she and the children would be paid 10 million rand by James. As life would have it though, Thabo never updated his will and was tragically killed in a car accident in 2021. And Jill approached James for the 10 million rand she had been promised. What a mess. A 10 million rand claim against James in his personal capacity as the co-executor of Thabo's estate was lodged, which resulted in a claim against the professional executor as James knew nothing about Thabo's arrangement with Jill. But what could have been done differently? Let's find out.
I think the first option that Thabo could have considered was to take out life cover insurance for Jill as well as the minor children. This would have ensured that she receives at least a payout upon his death. In this case, the minor's portion would then be held in trust for their benefit until such time that they reach majority stage. Secondly, Thabo could have considered opening up an inter-vivos trust during his lifetime. This would have ensured that the maintenance he had in place for Jill and the two minor children continued after his death. On the other side, there was a verbal agreement he had with the nominated executor for the payment of 18 million rand to Jill. That could have been made a provision in his will by way of a special bequest. This would have ensured that after the payment of all of his creditors in his estate, Jill would have received her share, then whatever is left, if any, is payable to the residual heirs. Considering the marital regime that Thabo was in, one of the core documents that the executor will ask for from the surviving spouse is the antenuptial contract. This will determine the date to which it was signed, as well as each party's asset value as of commencement, and determine whether there were any specific assets that were excluded. It is important, though, to note that nominating a friend as the executor is not prohibited. However, we do advise to nominate a non-related party. If you have no other choice but to nominate a related party, ensure that underlying agreements are understood, are written in line with your will and testament, and that your executor is aware of those agreements. Last but not least, the administration of the estate. It is not clear whether Thabo's wife, Jane, is aware of the extramarital affair as well as the minor children that are involved. This may raise disputes in terms of paternity as well as the maintenance of the children, and ultimately it will delay the finalization of the estate. Thank you.